This is the BlackJack Classic #7 fixed blade knife. It's made by Bark River Knives for BlackJack, and incidentally, Mike Stewart of Bark River Knives also started BlackJack Knives back in the day before it was sold and went through all of those machinations, but he's still making some of the knives for BlackJack. And one way you can tell, besides just knowing, is this convexed edge. Bark River Knives is known for their extremely sharp and robust convex edges, and this knife has that in spades. This knife is based on the Randall-made #7 fighting knife, I believe. #7 or #1? I think it's the #7. That's why they call this the classic #7. This has beautiful aluminum bolsters and CPM 3V. It's got these 5 layers of liners here. You got your black, red, white, red, and black, and then this beautiful ivory micarta. It reminds me a little bit of that Westinghouse old school ivory micarta, and it's all turned into this beautiful package. I love the long quillion on the bottom and the shorter quillion on top. I guess presumably that allows you to reach across. My thumbs aren't so manly that I can't reach across without touching this, but yeah, anyway, this is extremely comfortable in saber grip and in a hammer grip, and this kind of reverse Randall fighting grip, which was used to take advantage of the sharpened swedge that you find on Randall knives, like almost all Randall knives. This one does not have a sharpened swedge, or even anything approximating a sharpened swedge. You know, sometimes you'll see a swedge like on the Cold Steel Laredo buoy, and it comes up to a zero edge, but it's not honed. So you could still gash someone with a back cut, but it's not going to slice bread. This, you're not going to do any of that with, but that's okay. 3V, as I understand, is a very robust sort of outdoors steel, camp steel. I believe, if I'm correct, it can take a lot of shock and abuse, though I have zero experience with 3V. So I imagine that they left this top blunted so you could baton with it and use this as a camp knife, because most people aren't going to knife fighting parlors and gambling on knife fighters and that kind of thing. Though it would be kind of cool if they were. Just kidding. It would be horrible. Okay, so this handle is... I always thought it was an odd shape, just a little basic, just a little too neutral, until I actually got it in hand. Incidentally, Cold Steel used to make a version of this knife called the Combat Classic, and same thing, they had the micarta handle in this style. Now, the Randall-made knives in this style, as well as the BlackJack, come in different handle configurations. You get one called what is it called? Border Patrol, I think, and it has one little choil here, and then the rest is kind of a neutral grip. And then there's the Commando grip, which is stacked leather and basically a Coke bottle. Swells, you know, it starts thin, swells out, and swells back in. And now, when I got this, I had received a email from Knife Center, and they're saying, "Oh, look at what we found in the vault! All these awesome USA-made, Bark River-made BlackJacks." They had this, and then for a higher price, they had one with the stacked leather Commando handle. And I opted for this, and when I got it, the sheath. By the way, this is a beautiful, beautiful leather sheath. And when I got it, the retention strap was here. You see that hole? It was here, but the retention strap was not long enough to fit around this wide end. And because I'm so brilliant, I came to the conclusion that this was actually a sheath that they made for the Commando style grip. The grip that has a thin waist right about here. And that they just kind of sent them all out with the same sheath, not really thinking that, oh, well, on this version it won't fit around here. That was a source of frustration. I really love everything else about this sheath, and I didn't want to get rid of it. And so when my bro came to visit me, he does leather stuff for fun, you know, I asked him to bring his tools, and he simply moved this from here down to here, and now the retention strap works great and is in a way better place too. This has become my favorite early morning listen to the new Tool album and do carenza, which is shadow boxing with a knife, a la the Filipino martial arts. This has become my favorite knife to do that with. It's really nice. It's just light and nimble, and it's got that 7-inch blade, and the handle I find really, really comfortable. And with that guard, you know, I'm just good to go. So yeah, I really love this knife. This is a really great sort of down market version. I hate to call it that because it's a really, really fine knife, but from the Randall made knife. So it's not a Randall made knife, but it'll do until the real thing gets here, I guess is what I'm saying. And yeah, like it a lot. All right, thanks guys.